Bueno, buenas noches a todos. Si estáis
Good evening, everyone. If you're ready, we'll start with the press conference. For the match, we'll start with assessment with the player and then questions.
the game and the question for you.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Madrid team. What's on my mind first is that the beginning of the game, we kind of thought and talked over about coming out and playing hard and giving our best and keep fighting. But the beginning wasn't that like we planned and like we wanted. So and that gave them a boost a little bit to go in front some points, and that was a tough moment to come back. But the good thing from our side, from our team, is that we fought back and we tried to do our best to still keep in the game and start believing that we can catch them up. So unfortunately we didn't, and looking forward to another game.
Preguntas para el jugador.
Questions for the player? Okay. Good.
Continuamos ahora con la.
We'll continue now with the assessment from the coach and then questions for the coach. Good evening. First, to congratulate Real Madrid for the winning. As I've mentioned, as the player mentioned, we didn't start as we wanted.
Dar un poco ventaja a Real Madrid desde
We gave a bit of an advantage to Real Madrid at the beginning, and that's going to be difficult to come back. We managed to play quite well. And then in the third quarter, it was a bad beginning. Of course, we lost a lot in the rebounds, especially under our own, how do you call it in Spanish? Basket, that's it. Under our own basket. And we paid dearly. That was the key. That, and also that we really need to change our mindset from the team when we come to a big team venue. We have to fight to the death to win them, to overcome them. And well, we fought anyway. Questions for the coach? I remind you to state your name and the company that you represent. I'd like to ask if you saw some samples of the Zalgiris you want for the future with you as a coach. And how do you see yourself as your debut in the EuroLeague? Maybe you were more nervous than the players. I was nervous indeed, but in a given moment we were doing quite well. We were more solid. Truth to be told, playing more as a team, moving the ball what I want. But especially I want team to be tougher. Top 16, this is the first thing, and then we can talk about tactics only afterwards. These attack rebounds sometimes is that you're not tough enough. Of course, Real Madrid has a tremendous quality in this sense, but, well, 18 is too much. It's nearly impossible to win. And we were a bit in the game even. But nevertheless, the guys are working wonderfully. And if they work here, day after day, we will improve. Any more questions? Back there.
Buenas noches, Israel Iñiguez.
Good evening. You suffered as a player and now as a coach. I would like for you to give us an assessment about the performance of Felipe Reyes. Well, we had many problems because of the lack of Lancunas, which is the only one who can fight under the basket. But Pablo got 2 or 3 fouls immediately. Well, we had to get other people, and Felipe had a lot of advantage over there. He's always there. He's one of those senior, and he knows what he needs to do, and of course, well, he did quite a game. Any more questions? Good? Okay, thank you.
Bueno, buenas noches de nuevo.
Good evening again. We'll start a press conference from the Real Madrid team, first with assessment from Felipe Reyes and then questions for the player.
Hola, buenas noches. Bueno,
Good evening.
partido difícil.
A difficult match. Top 16 in the group we are. There's not an easy opponent. I think we
15 primeros minutos muy buenos.
had a very good first 15 minutes, and then before the break we went down a bit and they took advantage of that and get closer, and then on the second half they were more confident and it was a more equal match. There were some good moments, good defense, we got advantages, but at the end against teams with this level it's normal to get to the end of the match more or less equally, and there's not an easy opponent, and Zalgiris, although it has not won yet on top 16, is a team which has proven on the first stage that it's a great team. Difficult matches, so we should be happy about our winning because we have to be strong here in Madrid. Questions for Felipe?
Felipe Javier de Frente ACB, ¿cómo se siente uno superando
How do you feel going above your own personal record in the EuroLeague? Record? What record?
Bueno, pues. No me acabo de enterar, pues nada.
Well, I just found out. I'm happy about it.
Pero vamos, eso es algo que no.
But that's really something that is secondary. The important thing is the win, and I'm happy because there was a good match and I helped the team. That's the main thing for me.
Felipe, es la primera.
Felipe, is the first match that you're going to play on a row here at home, and seeing this beginning in top 16, it was key to win here in your venue, right? That's it. We have to be strong here in the Palacio if we want to classify for the playoffs, and that means that the matches we have, the next 3 matches here at home, we have to try and win them. There's still a lot ahead of us, and many things can happen if we play well and we play the basketball we've done so often. We can go anywhere and win. But it's true, winning here in Madrid, these 4 matches, the 3 remaining, is very important.
Hola Felipe, buenas noches. Israel Iñiguez de revista Elite Sport. Enhorabuena por la victoria.
Congratulations on your winning. Congratulations on your record of scoring within your own personal happiness. The bad thing could be that it's not so regular, that you have good parts and bad parts where the team is not inside the game. Well, we may have to improve that. But what I'm telling you is that we're in top 16 in a group, they say in group of death. It's not an easy opponent. And the other team sometimes does not allow you to get that consistency. And today Zalgiris did that. They had some good moments. They took advantage of them, and they didn't allow us to go way ahead in the score. Facing the future, we have to try and be more consistent and not to have those drops. Sometimes we have those valleys or those moments where lost balls or situations where the other team profits from silly mistakes from our side. Okay, Felipe, thank you. We continue now with the assessment from the coach, Pablo Lasso. Good evening. First, to congratulate the guys. I'm really happy about the victory. I think it was a complex match. When you're in the third time of top 16 and everyone has options, it's difficult with the best teams in Europe. And this is a team which, with the change of coach, the spirit changed. They were quite constant, moments where we were able to get some clear advantages. They kept on fighting, they were quite aggressive in the defense. And it was a hard match all the way around. I'm happy, especially because I think we had some very good basket things defensively and offensively, I still think that we have some mistakes that are very much punishing. Baskets, fouls when we're in the bonus, there's some rebounds that they get us, some losses, and that's hard in the score table. A match that I think we dominated nearly for all 40 minutes. And worry about some physical aspects of some players. Luka had was hit in the knee, Chapo the same. Let's see how that evolves. But in general, I'm really happy about the winning, and I congratulate the guys because we know that each match in the top 16 is going to be very complex. Hello, Pablo. Seeing the statistics, numbers are quite similar for both teams, except for rebounds. Was that the key? That's what made you win under the basket, especially with those 18 offensive rebounds? Well, they always talk a lot about our outer game, and sometimes it's only about that. Today, probably you can say it in the figures, but I value a lot the effort that they have to do, especially offensively. The centers helped a lot with rebounds, with follow-ups. They try to stop our game, our outer game. And it was kind of difficult to get open shots. I even remember a basket from Chapo that 3 went with Carroll, Chapo went by himself under the basket, and I think that's the strength of a team. Being able to have different weapons depending on the opponent and the match. Today it's true that both Felipe and Gustavo, their figures are quite good, but probably also because of the rest of the team. We ask a lot about him, but about that new record from Felipe Reyes in scoring in EuroLeague. You know quite well that he is aware of what he needs to do, right? Well, I think not just for him, but for the players, in our case 8, who had a active summer, so to speak. Often for them the season gets kind of long and tough, but they are okay. We have the confidence that they will always contribute with positive things for the team. Usually for the player to see these numbers, Felipe is really happy about it, or Gustavo is really happy about it as well, because it's unavoidable. I was a player and you look at the numbers, and the better they are, the better you think you played. But quite often the work for the team is not reflected in the numbers, and I value the effort from all of them in a moment which for us is tough and difficult because of the schedule, the staff, people we have injured. And in that sense, I value a lot the competitiveness we're having during training, and that's the only thing that reinforced my idea on their work. Felipe's, I don't have to say too many good things about him, because I see that everyone values Felipe's work for the team, and I'm really happy that day as today his numbers reflect a great match. Are you worried, especially regarding the remaining match, that Johnny and Chacho had to play nearly 30 minutes? Well, quite often they ask the other way around, why don't they play more? So, quite often I sit down here, why doesn't he play more? The other one plays more. Needless to say that they had a lot of matches, but I think that the people in the team can contribute with things. The minutes Endur played, I think, were good. Then he didn't get back in. We had Billy. You know, he's ready to play. It's true that Chacho in the last matches with Jul injured is getting more time playing, but I think he's handling it. Luka is helping him a lot, bearing in mind that he's a 16-year-old. So farther from the minutes where I think they're able to play them, and if you would talk to them, they would say that they can play more, because when you play well, you always think you can play more time. That's something that we assess more in the long term than in a match like today. Bearing in mind that we have another match 48 hours from now, and that's also a handicap from us, that we have 2 matches in less than 48 hours. I see them doing okay, physically fit, and what I always say, what I would ask to the new year, not having injured players. Now I have 2 players that I hope to get back as soon as possible, so we can also get some air, because we have a tighter schedule. Last question. I'd like to talk about Luka Doncic. With Jul away, he's having more minutes, he's participating more, so I would like for you to give us an assessment if he's been adapting and getting mature, because he's just starting. Regarding Luka, I think you already know what I think about it. I don't think Luka is a regular youngster, kid having a debut in the last 10 seconds against Unicaja and having a 3-pointer. I think that's impressive, and we didn't give him any minutes as a present. He had to play, and he played important minutes last season, and right now he's ready to play at this level. That's why he's in the first lineup, and I understand that you ask him a lot about him because of his age, but from the first minute I don't see him as a 16-year-old. I don't deal with him as a 16-year-old because I don't think he deserves that. He deserves the respect of being treated equally for the good and the bad things. So I'm really happy about it. It's his first year on the first team. He's doing many good things. He has a lot of room for improvement. I think he's aware of it, but he works every day to play it better. And the proof is that both the team and myself, and probably himself, are confident. We are all confident when he's playing. He can do it well or bad, but from the first day, I try to tell the team and to myself quite often, because he has the same age as my kid, as my son, and that's difficult to get away from. But I think he's another player from the first team, and when I have to be tough, I am, and when I have to congratulate him, I do, and I deal with him the same way anybody else, because he deserves that, knowing that he has a long path ahead of him. Okay, thank you.